Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Narrative Podcast. I am Halsey Allen. How's everybody doing today out there in a podcast world? Welcome all my narrators. Welcome anybody that is brand new to my platform, just, tuning in on a random scroll. Well, first of all, it's not random. If you're listening, you could be anywhere in the world tonight, but you're rocking with me, Halsey Allen on the Narrative Podcast. All right. So, before I dive into it, I'm just going to give you a breakdown for all my new listeners that are newly listening to this evening about my podcast, what it's about, and what I do here. So basically, it's titled The Narrative Podcast, and it's titled The Narrative Podcast for a reason. I feel the mainstream media weaves a false narrative about original people and original culture. They depict us in a negative light, and they do it to generate headlines, to sell news, to sell television shows, fashion, you name it. They just amp up and play up the negative stereotypes and negative nuances we have within our culture to basically exploit us, to keep just a bad image of us circulating, and have the powers that be solidified or positions with these negative images of us. Excuse me, I'm just going to have to do something right quick. All right, it was jingling. I had to lose something. Got wrapped up on my mic cord for a little bit, but all right, I can move around now. So yeah, what I was saying, the mainstream media depicts us in a negative light, and they use these images to distort and basically create false narratives and push agendas, all in the name of capitalism, all in the name of bureaucracy, and basically, have us just looking and sounding crazy. They hypercriminalize our men, hypersexualize our women, and like I said, it's a power play to keep the powers that be in power, because if we ever got what we deserve, or rather took what we deserve, their way of life would be threatened. So they got to keep circulating these negative images. They got to keep us looking financially destitute, stupid, lazy, all the usual suspects in our community. They have to keep perpetuating that and bombarding us with it over the airwaves, on the internet, in literature. So, I wanted to create a platform where I'm celebrating our successes, showcasing and highlighting us in a positive light, and basically just celebrating who we are and what we bring to the table, and, empowering and uplifting and edifying us. That's what I do here on this platform, and most importantly, destroy the negative stereotypes by providing positive frames of reference about original people and original culture. So essentially, I tell our stories from our perspectives on our own terms and conditions, because if we don't tell our own stories, we will have our stories told for us. And the stories they've been telling about us is a damn lie. So buckle up, get ready. Narrative Podcast, live edition with me, Halsey Allen. So all my narrators, you guys already know the drill. On my live editions, what I do is share positive frames of reference, some positive news articles that came across my feed. My overall takeaway from my podcast I want people to do is to share positive content on whatever platform they have. Because, we're judged about what we post and they generate, these negative stereotypes based on, what we post on the media, on Facebook, Instagram. That's how they compile their data and algorithm and all that. And they basically create content geared towards our searches and what we're looking at on the internet. So they think if you're always posting gang culture, they're going to, create television shows promoting gang culture. If they think you're into thought culture, they're going to create television shows and movies promoting thought culture. I can really just run it down the line, but I call my core audience, my regular listeners, my narrators, and I believe we are all narrators because we walk around with these handheld devices and we have the power to change the narrative by the content we post. So, I want to impress upon everybody how important it is to, post something positive going on in our community. And just before I go too far, on my platform, I say original people in reference to us because I recently had an epiphany about the word black. And you can go to any dictionary, in thesaurus. Black is a negative connotation. And so the powers that be that assigned us, that color kind of knew what they were doing. It's like really psychosomatic, definitely some mental warfare because they know, the power of words and how polarizing the word black can be. So on my platform, what I want to do is call our power back by just, giving everybody the reminder that we are the original people who was here on this planet first. You cannot refute it. It is a scientifically proven fact. We also inhabited pretty much every corner of the globe first, like anywhere. We mothered and fathered civilization. Like, you cannot dispute that fact. There's a few people that, really, really try to press the line and try to, but at the end of the day, facts is facts. Who was here first? We are the original man and the original woman. Also, when I say original people, this takes away this divide we have within our culture because there are so many different types of us from so many different regions of the world. So we have to do like all these other people outside of our culture. They all lump us together anyway. So in America, they want to try to call us African Americans or, foundational Black Americans. And then you got our brothers and sisters from Haiti and Jamaica and UK and the BK and, everywhere down under Papua New Guinea, the Latin Americas. Pretty much anybody possessing melanin is original man. If you can trace your lineage back to Africa, you are, an original. So that takes care of that divide within our culture by just saying, the original man or original people. So that hits all the ducks in a row. No matter where you're from, you are an original person. What I was saying on my live feeds, what I do is basically share positive articles. Then for my new people, I break down my formats for my regularly scheduled posts on weekends. So you know what to expect from my platform. And then also I got some commentary I want to unpack and touch on tonight. Um, but before I jump into it, some congratulations are in order. We want to congratulate our sister Cheryl Lee Ralph for her epic Emmy win. I already announced the nomination on my a live broadcast several weeks ago when she was trending on the gram, or when she was trending, when she got really excited that she got nominated. She won that thing and delivered a powerful speech. Now, me myself, I don't watch the Emmys, but I'm all for any one of us winning. This is gonna kind of sound like a double-handed compliment. Shirley Ralph has definitely been acting since she was, in her preteens. She got her starts. I forget the title of the movie, but I think it was Uptown Saturday Night, I believe, with Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby, that was like teaching some inner city youth. But she was in that cast, so she's been acting since basically like the mid 70s, and here it is, in the 2022. So, it's long overdue, but at the same time, the excitement level is just like, that award show is not for us. And the level of excitement, I mean, I get it for the craft of acting. She definitely has that coming. She is definitely a seasoned actress, and she's worthy of all the praise and any type of award out there. She's definitely worthy of it. She's definitely proven her mettle as an actress. She, as they say in that industry, has the chops. So she definitely deserves it. But to get like that amped up about their award show, it's kind of putting the hat on it. But congratulations to our sister anyway. Like I said, very proud of her. Extremely beautiful woman at her age, put together really well, not just, physically, but the way she carries herself as well. Definitely, I want to say like poster model for femininity, for just a woman, how a woman should carry and conduct herself, I always say less is more, and to me, Cheryl Lee Ralph represents less is more. Like, I've never seen a movie where she's like rolling out of bed half naked or full frontal nudity, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay when the movie calls for it, like, poetic license and all that, but, she's done it, been like sexy by just alluding to it. You know what I mean? Just like leaving something to the imagination is what I'm getting at. So, that's nothing more attractive than that. I mean, I ain't no snob. I'm a bruh. I'm all man. So, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not offended by it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let me shut up. I think I stuck my foot in my mouth. Okay. Next bit of news I want to address. Cardi B donated $100K to the Bronx Middle School. Now, Cardi B is our sister. She is Puerto Rican, but she identifies as original woman. Self-identifies as original woman. If you know the African roots within, the Puerto Rican culture. She's married to an original man, Offset. They have a child together. So anytime she's doing something positive in the media, that definitely needs to be congratulated and saluted, because, Like when she does something negative, like, spazzing out on the gram or whatever, that trends for like months and months and months. But when she does something positive like this, it'll just trend for a day and people will forget. But definitely, she definitely needs to be bigged up for that, doing the right thing, giving back. Yeah, she always been keeping it real since she got here. She's never really thrown on airs. What you see is what you get. But definitely salute, her for that selfless gesture and helping giving the babies a chance. You feel me? So, yeah. So congratulations to Cardi B. Congratulations to Shirley Ralph. Love both of y'all sisters. May God be pleased with both of y'all, and give it a warm round of applause for Narrative Podcast. Applause for Shirley Ralph and Cardi B. Alrighty, and before I dive into the articles, I want to just give a quick, disclaimer. Right now, I am broadcasting live, but when I share it back to all my platforms, I have this audio podcast monetized. So, I don't know, never know when the ad rolls will start. They're like, be in mid speech. So I'm apologizing in advance for that when I share it back to all my other platforms. Right now, I'm broadcasting live from my Twitter and my YouTube. That's a feature featured on this podcast. It just automatically broadcasts to YouTube and Twitter. So to not miss me when I go live, follow me, Halsey Allen, on Twitter, and subscribe to my viewer page on YouTube. I don't have a page exclusively for the Narrative Podcast, but you can go follow my viewer page on YouTube, Halsey Allen. Set your notifications, and you will never miss me when I'm live. Now, getting into the positive frames of reference, the articles. All right, so my first article reads, the headline reads, should have my notes together. We live, people, we live. It can go down when it's live. All right, live on 9/15/22. The headline for my first article reads, this 11-year-old golfer and entrepreneur with autism gets scholarship to Florida's only HBCU, and the young man's name is Carter Bonas, I believe. It's Bonas. So if I'm mispronouncing his name, I apologize for that. Carter's an 11-year-old golfer and entrepreneur. He has received a full-ride scholarship to Florida's Memorial University while attending the HBCU Golf Classic at the Ritz-Carlton. And that was just like a few weeks ago in Naples, Florida. He owns his own company, and the company's called Spectrum Golf, and he just started it a year ago. So that's very impressive. Living example of, you can break through any type of barrier. If you want to do something, you can do something. He's 11 years old. He has autism. He has started his own company, and it doesn't seem like it's a ceiling. He's keep on going and going. He golfs, so we might have the next little Tiger Woods. Hell, he might open up his own golf course. Anything's possible. All right, so clap it up for Carter. Next article. 31-year-old becomes youngest lawyer. I crossed that out because I already did that one. My bad. Okay. Next article, the headline reads, Single mom of two opens first black-owned pediatric practice in Galveston County, Texas. The sister's name is Latasha Holmes. She's a CP, NP, PC, a certified nurse practitioner from Webster, Texas, who at 42 years old has launched her own pediatrics, or the first pediatrics ever black-owned pediatrics office in Galveston County. I know I said pediatrics a lot, but it said it in the article a lot. So, I'm just reading it back the way it was printed. So, yeah, it sounds weird. Anyway, on to the next article. Article headline reads, Let's celebrate 10-year-old black princess who made history landing her major book distribution deal in 100 stores. And the young lady's name is Naya Johnson. She's a 10-year-old entrepreneur from Rochester, Michigan. And we need to celebrate her because her books are being distributed, and she's self-publishing at more than 250 major stores location. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Meijer. And apparently it's the largest, fastest growing book retailer in the U.S. right now. Her debut book was titled Naya's First Day in Kindergarten, which chronicled, her first day of kindergarten. From daycare all the way up to now. So, that's epic. Very good attention to detail at that age. So I see a lot of good things coming from her. Got those analytical skills already, just learning how to journal and, focus on key points. So that's a very good writing skill to have. Yeah, very impressive. All right. Got two more, y'all. Next article. Headline reads, Georgia herbalists purchase 87 acres of land to launch a farm and an eco-village. And the sister's name is Abril Giles. And she is the owner of Beauty Herbs at NT. She began farming a couple years ago with the goal of helping people learning how to grow food, live sustainably, and learn how to identify and cultivate herbs. And we definitely need that. Communities like that where we're thriving off the land, because we cannot depend on these grocery stores. They're putting all kinds of garbage in the food. So your best bet is, if you can, grow your own. Because we don't, you know what I mean? We just sitting up here all lackadaisical right now and falling off our squares. And, people ain't taking care of themselves. They're just just acting like this little thing just went away. You know what I'm saying? Like people are still getting sick and people are still dying. So you definitely need to learn to like grow your own food, and because they can flip the switch again. It could be something else. You know what I mean? All right. Here's my last article of this evening. 7-year-old girl, headline reads, 7-year-old girl makes history as fastest kid in the nation. Breaks junior Olympics record. And this young lady's name is Dakota White. She's 7 years old from Dallas, Texas. She recently set a new national record of 59.8 seconds in the, I think it was the 96, in the Olympics, 100-meter relay. So, wow, that is doper than dope. All right, so that's all the articles I got for you today on my live feed. If you're newly tuning in, excuse me. All right. I don't know why. Well, it seems like every time I do my lives, my throat is just like super dry, a little parched. Okay. So, anyway, as I was saying to anybody that's newly listening right now, the reason why I do these articles is to provide positive frames of reference about original people, original culture, putting out something positive in the universe instead of always, talking about gang and these dumb, internet pranks and all this other buffoonish stuff that paints us in a negative light. Just highlighting and showcasing us at our best instead of always at our worst. And it's definitely empowering, impactful, and uplifting to, have those positive frames of reference, hearing positive news that just does something, for you on a subconscious level. As as the powers that be know, it does something to us on a subconscious level to always be hearing negative things, always being shown negative things in our community. It does. So they wonder why we have, original people on original people violence. That's because they're always, showing us in violence. They're never showing us and telling us nothing good. They do that for a reason. That's why people outside of our culture think we're all violent, think we don't want peace, don't want to live in peace, don't know how to cohabitate peacefully and with each other. And enjoy each other's company without a threat of violence. So I just wanted to provide positive frames of reference just to show you, why we're so dope. That we're not, animals, and just showing us at our best, winning, basically. And I encourage everybody else to do the same on their timeline. So when you come across articles like that, post it on your Facebook, post it on your Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, whatever you got. Put some positivity in the atmosphere. One thing I don't do on my platform is gossip. I don't drag other original people. I don't feed into the negativity. I don't speculate. The only time I really even talk about current events, again, is to control the narrative because that have us looking and sounding crazy. So when it pertains to us, I'm coming from the original person perspective rather than the mainstream liberal media perspective that they always, try to portray us in a negative light. Okay, so now I got all my articles out the way. My new listeners know why I share the articles. I'm gonna go ahead and break down my format on a normal broadcast day, which is every single weekend, which will be this weekend. So tune into that this weekend. Be looking out for that. All right. So I usually start my podcast out with an invitation to, original people that own their own businesses. If they need or would like some free promotion, I put my information out there how to get a hold of me, and I'll plug you on my platform for free. And the reason why I do that is to do my part to help keep the original dollar circulating in the original community. So, reach one, teach one, get their business out there. I'm not going to give my information now on my live because I got enough. If you go, I'm like over 100 episodes in right now. I think this is like 120 or 130 something episodes right now. I think this episode, let me see, machine. Yeah, I think this is this live edition is episode 126. So, I've been doing it for a little bit. So you can go through all my old episodes and find out the information if you need or would like some free promotion. And I'm not, doing all that, break it down like I break it down on a live or a full broadcast, because I like to keep my lives short and concise and to the point, like very, very brief. I try to keep my broadcast, not exceeding 1 hour either, because it's just my personal belief. Like if you're just talking, it's not a podcast, it's a rant. So like my podcast is broken down into sections, and each section I have a speaking point. So, I make my segues and I try to cut down on dead airspace, but sometimes my notes be discombobulated and, stuff happens. But anyway, after that, I go on to the next section, which is a contest I'm currently hosting, just exclusively for this podcast. Incentive for new people to listen to my podcast, and then also rewarding people who have been with me since day one, giving them the opportunity to win a bulk supply of their favorite snack simply by participating in a contest topic. So the name of the contest is called the Chew on This, and my current topic I got right now is to share your most recent shopping while black experience. So just for doing that, you'll get a bulk supply of your favorite snack. And like I said, you can listen to all my old episodes. You can just listen to the episode I had right before this one. I'm broadcasting live right now. You can listen to episode 125 on how to enter the Chew on This contest. Email address and everything I'm looking for, all that. What to put in the subject bar. All right, so the next section, after that, I get to the meat of it. That's called my highlight section. I'm highlighting businesses owned and operated by original people. And the purpose of that is to provide a positive frame of reference, that we are entrepreneurs. We have an entrepreneurial spirit. We can do for self. We enjoy doing for self, and it doesn't take a lot to get started. Because the people I highlight, had either little to no education, or if they did have an extensive college training or background, technical training, it didn't necessarily align with the business they started. Their business is like a passion project. They want to do something. They did the research, they did the knowledge, put the feet to the pavement, and found a way to make it happen. They employ their own. Also, the type of people I like to highlight in the highlight section also do some type of philanthropy for the community. They either pay into a nonprofit organization, have their own nonprofit organization, or, sponsor something in the community that they're rooted in. And then the last qualifying factor, the businesses align up with my theme. And my current theme is the season of fall. So it has to be a business like, what's the first thing, when you think of fall? And I think one week I did a pumpkin patch. And then my last one, just like last week, I think it was leaf removal, because autumn leaves, I was thinking autumn leaves. So it's a drag to rake up autumn leaves. So I did leaf removal. Told you some original businesses that specialize in that. Then after that, I go on to my spotlight section. Now, my spotlight section is a section where I am spotlighting prominent figures in the original people community. It's usually in the entertainment industry, actors, actresses, comedians, recording artists, athletes, public figures, producers, writers, just anybody in the eye of the public, really, in the entertainment industry. And I spotlight them because they either, have spoken unapologetically about our issues on platforms. They do some type of philanthropy where they're giving back, providing us some type of opportunity, or just carrying and conducting themselves in a certain way that makes all of us look good. And so basically that section is just like me giving them the roses. And then I always take this opportunity to toot my own horn, because before I started spotlighting, literally nobody on the internet, TV shows, nobody was spotlighting anybody before I started spotlighting. Now everybody got a spotlight section. So like you can do your own research, like I'm documented, you can go look, you can do comparison tests, and you will see like, damn, he is not lying. So yeah, I gotta put it out there every time. I ain't mad about other people spotlighting. It just fills me, it just makes me happy to know people are listening, and I am making shockwaves in my little space and getting that message across that we got to share those positive frames of reference. So yeah, I give credit where credit is due, as we all should. After the spotlight section, I do my health and wellness section. It's usually a health and wellness tip of the day, usually like the health benefits of a fruit, veggie, plant, herb, extract, elixir, or, some type of mindful breathing exercise, some type of physical exercise you can do for a total body health and wellness. And the reason why I'm doing that section is to, help us keep our immune system fortified, because, we are being targeted. These like evil scientists is just sitting up there creating things that attack our unique physical makeup, and we need to do everything within our power to stay healthy and active and fit. So I give tips about that. I'm not a herbalist, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. So you can do your own due diligence. I just put the knowledge out there, just things that work in my own personal life, and you definitely can see, if you know me, And everybody knows after I changed my life, I stopped eating the meats. I started with my daily exercise regimen, reading books and getting knowledge. Everybody has seen me transform. So you will all see me pretty soon because I'm working on visual content as well. I will be coming out from behind this audio platform. You will be seeing my face and I'll be doing some stuff. I'm working on some stuff right now. So after the health and wellness tip, speaking point of the day, usually I deliver commentary about whatever, we got going on in the news pertaining to us or otherwise. And if I don't, in the event I don't, I usually just speak about something on my mind, something that I've been thinking about as it relates to all of us as a whole, things I notice in our community that we need to work on, or just, observations or what have you. But basically that section is designed to control the narrative. Because if it's world news, if it's a headline or something happening specifically in our community, the mainstream media, they have us looking and sounding crazy. So when I do my commentary, I break it down from our perspective, from the original people's perspective, about what's going on, what is and what's what, not how it's like they're trying to make it look. And then last is my final thoughts of the day, and it's a gem, a pearl of wisdom, just something to inspire critical thinking and just put something on your mind. It's just meant to be just like really reflective, like, I never thought about it like that, or just, to affirm something you was thinking about. Maybe you was thinking about it to yourself, and usually when you hear my speaking point, or when I close out with that final thought of the day, be like, oh, dang, there's the head on the he hit the nail on the head with that one. Just something for your minds, put something on your mind. That's what that section is about. And then I close out by plugging, the platform and plugging my other platform. I write poetry, so I plug my poetry blog. I'm not plugging now because it's my show and I do what I want. My poetry blog is called Hawes' Poetry Corner at www.mrhawesblogs.com. So go check that out. There will be a new poem posted later on. I try to shoot for daily, but I'm an artist. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. But rest assured, just because I don't post don't mean I'm not writing. I literally got like notebooks is a weekly thing for me. I'm always like writing in my notebook or on my device or jotting something. I write poems on a napkin if I'm out and about. Like I do that. You know what I'm saying? Got a book of poetry coming out in a few. So I'll tell you that I've already written it. I'm working on the ebook copy and I'm working on the publishing right now. So it should be by the end of this month or next month or middle of next month, But if you tune in to my podcast, you support my poetry blog, maybe I can expedite it, with your support. Because it's both of them's modernized, so I can maybe expedite it and get it out to you quicker. So the more you support me, the more projects I can do. And the more projects I can do, the more I can help us. So help me, help you, help us. You hear me? Yeah, download all the Narrative Podcast episodes. This episode and all previously recorded episodes of the Narrative Podcast. Download it. On my poetry blog, share it on all your platforms. Every time you see a link from Hall's Poetry Corner, share it on your YouTube, share it on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Tumblr, your TikToks. All right, and that's the Narrative Podcast experience in a nutshell, like the entire Narrative Podcast experience on a full broadcast day. I'm broadcasting live, so this is the live edition, and now we're going to dive into the commentary. This is going to be light bites, but before that, I just want to kind of clarify because my speaking point for last week, I got some feedback, and somebody said I was trying to, I was blaspheming because I was talking about the original church. Like I don't say black on my platform. I already told you why I don't say black, but black Christian church. And I was, basically my point was how church is designed nowadays. It is rhetoric. How it's being taught to us now. I mean, it always has been, but it's really, really bad now. Church should be free, liberating us, and instead it is fostering bad habits. It's teaching economic irresponsibility. And it is like a big crutch for us because we try to use religion. That was my speaking point, was religion, like religion versus God, and the black church's involvement in religion. Things that don't really even align up with the scripture they do in black churches. Just nothing that don't got to do with nothing, and saying that's of God, and and they just try to have you all spooked, thinking you're going to go to hell for any teeny tiny little thing, and make you pay all these exorbitant fees, the tithes and the offerings and all that. Like, listen, churches are a non-profit organization. And the majority of our leaders in them churches are corrupt. Listen to me now. And how you can tell the type of fruit, the tree by the fruit it bears. I mean, you can look at them. However the saying goes, you can look at them. You can see the pastor. He got a nice car, lives in a big house, but all the members in his congregation, piss poor broke, on every form of public assistance you can think of. And, churches are a nonprofit organization. It's a tax write-off, So you don't have to be spending every nickel, dime, and penny to talk to God. When churches really should be, used to be, like churches was the cornerstone. Computers, browsing, books